Unconventionals was a main topic of discussion here at the 2014 IADC World Drilling Conference. Joining me is Rustam Moudi, the VP of Technology at Baker Hughes. Rustam, thanks so much for joining me.
Good morning. Thank you.
So one of the topics you talked about was value creation. What is value creation? What can industry do for that?
I talked about value creation in terms of developing new technologies, especially breakthrough technologies. And what I meant by value creation is that whenever you develop new technology, you got to really focus on reducing the risk factor for your client. At the same time, improving efficiency. So whenever you develop a technology that addresses these two critical issues, reducing the risk factor and improving efficiency, that creates value for the clients. That's exactly what I meant by it.
And you say that to drive performance, we want a seamless approach. How do you define that?
What I mean by driving performance through a seamless approach is really when you do that, it ensures quality, reliability, and efficiency. And I just give an example, like you got to understand the reservoir. You got to characterize the reservoir. Without knowing what your reservoir looks like, it's very difficult to do anything else. The other thing is you want to simplify the seismic and simulation workflows. Okay, and that facilitates planning, overall planning of what needs to be done. You want to optimize drilling performance. And I talked about examples in my presentation where over the years the drilling well, depending upon how deep you drill, from 6 to 10,000 feet, taking 35 days down to 5 to 7 days. Now that's driving efficiency. A lot of new technology have been developed in terms of drill bit performance, bottom assemblies, the rotary steerable systems. These all have helped us really improve efficiency, reduce the risk for our clients with proper placement of the wellbore. And that's very critical in terms of a seamless approach in how you design and develop your reservoir.
And nearly 60% of all frac stages are considered ineffective. How can industry improve that?
Well, there's a lot of opportunities there. And I think the main thing that we discussed in my presentation was, for example, if you log the well where you're drilling it. So basically, you have a real-time understanding of your placement of the wellbore within the sweet spot where you're getting the most out of your reservoir. In other words, you're contacting the reservoir where it needs to be. And also changing your risk profile as you're drilling in the wellbore. And when you optimize your completion with understanding of your LW imaging of the wellbore, what you then do is you perform your stages where you're going to be most effective. For example, if you are targeting a stage where there's a fault zone, you want to avoid that particular zone in terms of fracking because you're wasting your time and energy in it. If you have fractures which are connected together, okay, that makes a big difference because these are natural fractures and you want to make the most of the natural fractures by increase the connectivity. If you have fractures that are connecting to a next wellbore already, you don't want to play with those. So, and if you have zones where there's no fractures at all, and you might want to avoid those. So by selecting exactly where you want to frack, you get the most out of it. Additionally, not only understanding where you're going to frack it, a lot of new technology has been developed to improve the effectiveness of the frack, improve the effectiveness of the completion process. As an industry, especially within the technology group I work in, a lot of focus on nanotechnology. I didn't get a chance to mention about those things in my presentation because the next frontier of developing new materials to help us do what we are doing efficiently is has a lot of nanotechnology built into it. So I think that completely opens a different dimension in terms of how effective we can be in performing these fracks to get the maximum yield out of it. Okay?
Well, Rustam, thanks so much for giving us some more insight into your presentation today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on drillingcontractor.org.